All right,
Okay,
guys.
ready?
Yeah, welcome
Mhm.
to another interview slash question answer session with the community, TTDC community, as well as some of the players we have here today with us. We have Diana, Sky, we have Roger, Kukulux, and we have Gregory Peter, also known as the boy. All right. You all would know him
Iki
from
Yuda.
the yes, aka Yuda, as the captain of LPG. All right. So diving right into it, Roger, you wanna go along with the
Yeah.
question?
How much did LPG actually prepare for Gamescom, Peter?
Well, we actually had like one week of practice, I guess, because both me and Anthony we took a week off from work
Hmm.
and we played for like straight in 1 week. Most of the time was just us four,
Hmm.
but like later on in the night it would be five. We had a good bit amount of practice, probably like I'd say somewhere between 20 to 24 hours.
How come how did LPG form though?
Well, it was I think I have to go back to where I left Wicked Tribe.
Hmm.
I used to be on a team with Keegan, Nerds Lizama. I was with him for a while. We go way back, probably since before I started playing Dota, and that's a while ago, like 9 or somewhere between 7 to 9 years. I think I was in Form 3 or 2 back then.
Hmm.
And he kind of taught me how to play the game,
Who's
and
that,
then
Keegan?
yeah,
Senpai?
yeah. So whenever he wanted an extra player, he would just ask, and I would always say yes. And after the last tournament, I guess we just realized that it wasn't going to work out with the
Hmm.
roster that we had, and just decided to go separate ways. I made a post, and after I made the post, a few people contacted me, and I decided to join up with Sin, Cole, and Riyadh. And then
Well, formally, school not important.
yeah, for me, school not important, and they needed two extra players actually. They got me, and then one more, and then the God said I actually did not know who he was
Hmm.
before we started playing with him, and in a week's time, yes, we just grew on each other.
Did you all train a lot within that
Yeah,
week?
within the week we did. But Zed's time to play was kind of different from ours
Hmm.
because of work. So most of the time we just played without him, and well, Cole could have played a lot because school was closed.
Right. That was the summer.
Yeah, that was during the vacation,
Right,
right
right.
before games gone.
Were you guys confident going into Gamescom?
Yeah, but more or less, I guess we
Yeah.
just well, not to say we cheated any games easily or not, but like we knew that the biggest, you could say, problems would have been DB and NLD.
Only. And what overall perspective you all had in finishing the tournament? Third place or first place?
That's a good question. I guess I personally I was not mad at anything game wise.
Uh-huh.
It was really good matches, and coming into it, I mean everybody wants to win, but
Hmm.
I can say that nobody on our team were even angry for coming into it.
Did
So
you all think that
Because
you were capable of coming anything higher than third? Like, were
yeah,
you all aiming for the first place? So,
yeah, we were aiming for first place actually.
all right.
We just made some really bad calls in both our games against NLD and just more or less threw it.
Yeah, I remember there was one game when you were playing. I believe that was one of the few games I actually got to see part of. You all were doing pretty well. I mean, you could have seen the high fives between you and Cool. And then that game was going really well for you guys. I thought you all were gonna win that, and then it just went
Man,
all downhill. You all threw away the advantages you all had.
Yeah.
And if you listen to Azim's interview yesterday, they were actually a bit worried. They
They were
what
really
exactly
worried.
did he said? He said they just pull out something out of the bag just to make sure they win, try or anything that they could do just to make sure that they won that game.
Yeah.
They were worried.
Yes. So on that note, right? What do you think about the team's performance in general for the tournament?
Um, I think we played really, really, really well. See, now, when I joined the team, how to put this, there were a lot of, like, I would say, problems in the team. Meaning, basically, well, it started with Anthony Sin. Sin,
Mhm.
since I knew Sin, I always knew he was a tilter. See, kind of
Mhm.
person, he would get angry and he would like it would affect his gameplay, stuff like that. And well, Cole, I just call Cole Sumil. He's a really good player. I guess my only problem with him is that he's a bit inconsistent.
Uh-huh.
But
You believe that inconsistency is due to his age, or is it experience?
I don't know. I don't think the experience is a problem though. Cole has played a lot of Dota. I think he's
I,
played more Dota than me actually.
I think during some games he'd get bored or something, and
He's he's the
his
kind of
game would
person that
just
certain things that happening around him could affect the way he plays.
yeah.
So he's
What
And when
easily
I
influenced while in game.
yeah,
what about Zidane yourself?
in what way?
About team performance, Sid, EOD, you.
Sid irritated me.
Yeah.
Well, when I joined, I actually was playing position one,
Hmm.
and Sin was playing off lane, and Cole was playing mid.
So you are now since swap positions.
Yeah.
How come?
That was my call. I swapped because Sin is a really aggressive player, and the kind of drafts we were doing, I don't think it ever lined up that way. So it's just easier to put him on carry role, and he's actually an excellent carry. Like if I
He
had to pick,
is. He is.
if I had to pick
I personally think Sin is a better carry than you. No
yeah, he
offense.
is.
Yeah. And well,
So when
EOD
I
and
joined, they
Sin
asked me what.
supports. Huh?
When I joined, they asked me what position I wanted to play. If I was better at one or two, and I told them
Hmm.
two. But I told them I wasn't going to play if Cole wasn't playing mid because I don't
Yeah.
think Cole would fit in any other role other than that one.
Yeah.
So I
Cole
just
is a
decided to look
real
somewhere else.
Cole is a real good mid player.
He is
Yeah.
a good mid player.
Yeah.
We have a community question here coming in from Amir. He's asking Peter, how long have you been playing Dota?
Okay. That's a really good question. Let's see if I can remember this shit. I would say either between Form 2 and 3, so that's like 4 and 5, like 8 years ago. Eight
Wow, okay.
years? 7 to 8 years. It could be less. It's actually 7 plus.
How
No
how
more than
old are you
10.
now?
22.
Okay.
22.
Yeah, I actually never used to play Dota. I used to call it shit.
Yeah.
I used to play old Warcraft and Age of Empires, a whole set of real-time strategy games, and then I used to play Call of Duty. The only reason I started playing the game actually was because well one of my really close friends has an internet cafe and nerds used to be there, and it had a few times I would just be there and they
Mid
would need a plus one.
senpai.
Yeah, they would need a plus one, and eventually I would just like, you know what, whatever. You all help any business, so I might as well help you all get your games.
Yeah.
So started playing.
So
That's really, really bad.
so in your words, what do you think is LPG's biggest strength?
Biggest strength, yes, I say raw talent.
Hmm. And weakness.
Feature a lot, extreme amount. Like
So
most of our
Destroying
games that we lose is because of throws.
Is it by
what
any one particular player, or is it by
No, it's just a
is
mixture
a
of bad
collective effort?
calls. Yeah,
collective
it's
throwing?
actually just one or two bad calls
Uh,
from different people on the team because I
Usually
don't.
from
so
you.
Yeah,
who is the general shot caller in the team?
me more or less, but I don't really call shots all the time. Like if it is somebody says something and I think it's a question, I would just be like, okay, go ahead.
All right. Well, seeing as all right, so you identified that your weaknesses and your strengths. Seeing as you all came third, what do you think are the strengths and weaknesses of NLD and DB, in your opinion?
Okay, I'll leave DB for last in a day one, but with NLD, I think their weakness. Let me think about this. I don't know. I think they're like sometimes like the heroes that they play, right? Like their two supports, they only play certain heroes given if they could get it or not. And whenever that changes, I think it impacts their entire gameplay.
Okay.
So and then sometimes they make like just like us, they make some really bad decisions. Most of the time it'd be like it would seem small, but like almost every single game there's a team fight where Azim would die and he just buy back.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes it would have nothing for him to do now and that's wasted goal. You're not going to get anything out of it. And that just throws back everything and they spend a lot of resources on him.
Okay.
Mm,
So
That's
basically, if you shut
interesting.
them down, you kind of cripple them.
Yeah.
Yeah. He
But
kind of shuts himself down sometimes.
here's a community question for you. Why is your name the boy now and not Yoda? Is that your new name?
Yeah, yes it is. Why?
Really?
How to put this? Basically, like a few months ago, my iTunes got wiped, so I lost all my music, and I had like three hard copies of Drake, and I just listened to Drake right through. I was
So
just like, you know what? I just get rid of this other thing and we just go to the boy.
does that make you an emo person?
In no way.
All right, going back to the question that you were answering, right? So was the weakness of NLD. So what do you think are their strengths?
The strength,
Mm-hmm.
I assume. I think their strength and their weakness is just about the same thing. I think if you let him do whatever he wants to do, he's gonna win the game.
I see. So you're saying that his team holds him back then?
No, but I didn't say his team hold him back. I mean, like the
If it's,
supports.
he does his own thing, right? Go ahead.
hmm
You explain it from your point of view.
Okay. If his I was saying that his supports, like if they're not comfortable on the heroes that they play, like if you ban out like Ucheka for Kareem and Witch Doctor and heroes that they play regularly, and just keep them out of their comfort zone, it's
Mm-hmm.
gonna affect the kind of impact he's going to have on the game.
All right. So moving on from NLD, DB now. What are their strengths and weaknesses, in your opinion?
To be honest, strengths. I think they move excellently as a team. They rotate really well, and they have strong people in like every role. That's another thing. It's
Well-rounded
just
players.
fun.
Well-rounded players.
Yeah, like Pyro. He has a few heroes. If you just give it to him, he's gonna just wreak havoc on everything. And then I have Shenlong, who's in my eyes, he's the best support player in Trinidad and Tobago. And you have Amir and Nasco and Smith, and three of them just extremely good as well.
Smooth, the former teammate of yours.
Yeah, boy. I'm actually really happy he found the team though.
And their
Yeah.
weaknesses.
Huh?
Weaknesses.
I think their weaknesses is I think sometimes they just go kind of overzealous into some fights.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you watch their games, usually you'll see Pyro. Like they would be moving as five, and then sometimes he would stray off, and he would go in, and if it doesn't turn out how it's supposed to,
You just die.
he would die first, and then the other his team would run in, and they would die afterwards.
Something like when he plays clock and he goes in a little too early when they're too far.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Alright, community questions. Do you feel confident in your team to pull off a first place win in an upcoming tournament?
Yes.
Hmm? We'll
Yep.
look forward to that then.
Have
Um,
some new beef.
yeah, this
Boy.
one coming from Stars Boba. Will LPG roster remain the same or will it change?
Um, very many same. I say yes, but here's a but. The but
Mhm.
is Cole. Um, Currently he has a lot of commitment he has to give to school and
Mhm.
won't be able
Which
to
is
give as
important.
much.
School is
Yeah,
important.
that's a nice pun. Um,
Exactly.
he has a lot of commitment to give towards school, and I guess I asked a few weeks ago about receiving another player because like he would only be able to play on the weekend hands down. He can't play
So
through the week.
you'll
He's
get a
sub.
six
Yeah,
a standing player
so,
then.
yeah. But
So
the standing player we were actually looking for was to play my role, and I
Hmm.
would go and play mid
an
while he's
offlane
not
role.
there. Yeah.
So what about if you get a support player and one of your existing players play the offlane role?
Nah, that wouldn't work out. The only reason it goes like that is because the two support players gonna stay on the same and they're gonna stay with our carry Sen. So they're
Hmm.
gonna continue doing whatever they do so they will improve and the only person who's actually going to move is me. So I move from off lane to mid. But that's
Hmm.
like my home because I'm a mid player.
Hmm.
But I don't want to bring another mid player so that we get comfortable without Cole.
Yeah.
That's the easy way to put it. So I would just make the transition.
Okay.
No sin, no sin. We have a next community question. Is it a problem that your team swaps around position a lot?
In terms of what
Positions like,
gameplay positions.
yeah, gameplay positions.
No, I think the only person who actually moves a lot is me. I I actually I play a fair amount of Dota and I really just I don't know have
So
problems
yeah, you're
picking.
accustomed with all the rules. Well,
Yeah,
most of the rules, in fact.
because I don't really ever pick heroes unless like I really want to go to 1000% try hard. So I just random all the time and I just play whatever I got.
I hear
All
you.
right. We do one last committee question before we resume to our questions. Uh, Daryl asks at Spyro, what are some of the heroes that you absolutely hate playing against?
Hate playing against um Gondor,
Hmm.
Bounty Hunter, Bounty Hunter, Bounty Hunter, and Bloodseeker.
And what about Leshrac?
I don't really have a problem with that shark.
And Storm Spirit?
No.
No? Okay.
Yeah.
I hate to play against Storm Spirit.
And
I just bumped into that here is she's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in
I
my
love
life.
Bounty Hunter. That's one of my favorite heroes.
That here is entirely broken. As you could have seen with DB's game against
Dracos.
NLD. Yeah. I think that's one hero that if you know the enemy teams could play, you should just ban it right off the bat. And if you
Hmm.
don't think they would pick it, you should just remove it.
I am assuming that he's gonna get a nasty nerf, maybe to the track range or maybe
Yeah, a
to.
lot of heroes that needs to get nerfed. Like him, Techies, Wind Ranger, sorry. I play with a lot of Wind Ranger and she's a retardedly broken hero as well. Especially in the sense that I think they just need to nerf a Shackle. It should be become disjointable. Like if you blink or you TP or whatever you do, it always follows you. That's just retarded.
Okay.
Okay, I am back. Sorry, I'm AFK. I have some stuff to sort out at home. So,
Hmm.
hi to everybody. And
Alright.
then,
Hello.
hi, yeah, just in case, you all don't know. So,
A little bit of static on your mic there.
oh yeah, I was readjusting it.
Okay, great.
Is it better? Right, good. So Peter, my question for you is what, um, I don't know if you answered it yet, because I was AFK, but what do you think makes DB and NLD such strong opponents?
tiny length of time they've been playing with each other. Because if you look at NLD, they recently like acquired one new player. So that's
Mm-hmm.
4 players playing since the beginning of time, and then there's DB, which is basically just Amir, Pyro, and Shenlong.
Shenlong.
And they've been playing Dota even, I don't know. I even want to know how long they've been playing Dota together.
Long,
Very
long.
long. When I started playing, they were together. So, and they were actually quite good back then.
Okay. All right. And okay, so this is a question about the community in general. What do you think are the main problems that we face with the Trinidadian Dosa community right now? And how do you think those problems can be resolved?
Attitude.
But how do you fix that? Like, how do you fix the attitude of the? I mean, in my opinion, I feel like the attitude of the older players is better than that of the newcomers and the young crop. The older
That's true.
players tend to be much more competitive and they tend to stick with stable teams. And I feel like the older players know that if you want something, you need to work at it. Like, how do you fix the attitude of the newer players? Like, how do we go about doing that?
I, I don't think we can go about fixing the attitude of anybody. I think that's just something that the individual needs to do on their own. Because, for example, with me, I stuck with dudes for like a very long time, win or lose, and eventually I just realized that some things just need to change. But like no matter what anybody would have said, I would have played with him. It's just one of those calls that you have to make on your own. Like it's like if you want to continue playing at a below sub level and call people bad all day and in respect you're actually bad.
Typical
Like
flame guy.
yeah, it's like the players, you bounce in and MMR, you join and you say one thing wrong and they tilt and they throw the game. That's actually what our community consists of in my view. A lot of players that call other people bad and they're actually really bad.
Just Dota egos all over the place. I understand that, and that's a view that I share actually. So going back now, moving away from the community-based questions and back to GamesCon. What do you think? Now, this is a three-part question. I always have these three-part questions to all our interviewees. Who do you think is DB's MVP? Who do you think is NLD's MVP? And who is your team's MVP?
Um, this is a good question. I'll say uh, Azim and
Mm-hmm.
Shenlong and Cole.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. That was easy to answer. I didn't think you would answer it so quickly. Why Shenlong over Nasco? Out of curiosity.
What's up with this? I think like in all the games they play, Nasco plays core, okay, and I'm a core player, position 1 or 2, and as a core player, there's certain things you look out for, like a good support, and Shenlong is one of those people that you give him a hero to play, he's gonna play to his best of his ability, regardless of whatever is going on in the game, and there's sometimes like that bounty hunter game, I have no idea what the hell that guy does be doing, but he just have a shit ton of goal. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where that's coming from.
That's what Azim said in our very first interview. He said that Shenlong is that greedy support that you want in your lane all the time. And I mean, personally, I feel like Shenlong is the heart and soul of DB. But I mean, again, that's just my opinion. And I agree with you in terms of MVP. So cool. Why do you give MVP of your team to Cool?
To Cole because he's a extremely talented player, and I don't think there's anybody on our team that I should give it to other than him. Like I play offlane and I do what I want basically, and Cole, he before I joined the team he used to be like me basically, but now
Mm-hmm.
like before he would go make that daring jump with some spirit or ember spirit or even TA, he would be like, Peter, should I? And I'll be like, yeah, go ahead. And he would go, and I think that's what makes me give him the MVP because Like out of everybody, he has I think he improved a lot within the 1 week that we trained, and he just impressed me a lot during the Gamescom tournament.
Okay. With respect to your team, right now, this is something Roger and Shannon and I were talking about, that we expected to happen post GamesCon.
Hmm.
The great post GamesCon reshuffle. Is a reshuffle in the cards for your team, or are you all going to stick with the current roster that you have now?
No reshuffle.
None. So you all
Nope.
remain as is.
Yep. Just looking for +1.
Okay. Okay, that's actually quite good to hear. That is actually quite good to hear. Okay. Is there anything else that you want to share with us? Like, what was your view on GamesCon? I mean, we know the issues that we had, the technical issues, the manpower issues, but disregarding those things, what's your view on GamesCon, and would you be interested in participating in a GamesCon 2016?
Yeah. I see why not. I think my biggest problem at Gamescom was the fact that like they set up aside all the technical difficulties and stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
I think it just ran smooth. Like given all the shit that we were fed, I think it ran good. The only problem I had with it was like I don't think like some of the games that we played should have been delayed for casting,
Mm-hmm.
but that's not my call. So
Okay. All right. So let's move away from GamesCon because I think Shannon and Roger have covered that adequately. Into some more casual questions. So, who is your favorite pro player and why?
ah, quirky.
Kuroki. Okay, magical support. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough.
He never
And
security carry as well.
okay, and
Absolutely.
this is my absolute favorite question of the interview. Dream team. I'm sure you've heard me ask it like 3 times already. You have to choose a dream team from among the Trinidadian players. You can't include anyone from your current team. Who are they and what roles do they play?
No one from my team.
Absolutely nobody from your team.
Shenlong position 4.
Uh-huh.
Prior position 3. Azim.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
What position Azim would be playing? One or two.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking about now. I think you'd actually be the best to put in either role, but it's just for me to think about who would fill the other slot adequately. I think I'll put him on position 1, and for 2 I'll get what did I get for 2?
That's a hard one, but
Yeah.
that one task in your head.
Oh boy, position 2.
It can't be
So
that hard.
who you thinking between um Faraz, Cat, who else? Well, not cool in your team. Pin, who would you put?
I think it's like between Faraz and Amir. I think I'll pick Amir.
Why? Why would you pick Amir over Faraz?
Like to put this in the sense that I think Amir is mechanically the better player because he's been around longer, so he knows a lot of stuff that me and Faraz would not know. And I think that's in mid lane. Like if you ever played mid against him, he's the kind of person that would he'd leave CS to just right click you twice, and as that's the kind of stuff that is help later on. Like for us players like me, he would not trade a right click for a last hit.
Mm-hmm.
Because in our minds that makes no sense. That's 35 goalie then get away.
Right.
But I think Cat is the kind of person who hit you two right clicks and forget about that wasted CS, and then he would just kill you and he'll recover whatever he lost. So I think that's why I'll give him the edge over for us.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
And in your position 5,
Yes.
Mhm. I feel
I
Gregory going
think
through the
that
player
position.
index.
Boy, I wish I could have go through player indexes. Players are running through my mind right now. I think that position 5 varies on the hero that is being played.
No, 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 no. Now you're trying to be technical and just
Exactly.
pick,
Don't
yeah,
don't be
you had to just
technical.
pick a man. Just pick a
Just
man.
pick
For talent,
somebody.
based on skill, I'll give it to Skia.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And
Yeah.
my very last question is how come you say you would pick it's a community submitted question. This is not me trying to be an ass. Um, how come you say that you would choose Amir over Faraz when Faraz beat Cat mid every game in the finals?
I actually was not watching any final games, but if that also happened, well then I guess for us had to get it.
Okay. All
But
But
right.
why?
actually
But
I
who won
did
the game
not
in the
know
end?
that happened.
Peter.
Hmm?
Who in the finals actually?
Yeah, but that's a mid lane, and like if I sure you heard me say already, I don't play Dota, I just play mid.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what mid lane is. Mid lane is a one-on-one lane. That's just talent versus talent, and the winner wins. It's
Okay,
about
if
it.
this is
Okay.
Like with any
Um,
game, there's a lot of other things that come into play, like the rest of your team and stuff.
All right.
so, Peter, the last question we have for you before
Continue.
we close this interview is what is your view on the community at the moment, the state of the community? Now, earlier I asked you about the problems. Let's now
Mhm.
focus on the problems. What is your opinion on the community and our level of participation? And what do you think about the direction that it's heading? Where do you think we are? Where do you think we could go? Where would you like us to go?
I think it's in good hands,
Mhm.
firstly. So I actually tend not to even think about the community at times because like there's a few people in the community that I just down to it people I would talk to, and then have the others I would just browse and look and say nothing. You always seeing them when you look over the scene by, they're always there, but they never say anything. And those people, in my sense, I just think they shouldn't really be here, but because they don't give any input and you don't see them well, you didn't see them for games gone guaranteed. It's just certain people you see. So you can maintain a place where it's just like say like 50 people who actually care,
Mhm.
and then you have like the others who just they actually don't it don't matter to them whatever happens or not. And in that sense, I just choose not to really take it on much. So I say it's in a bad place, seeing that half of our community doesn't actually give a flying ass about anything.
Okay. Okay, well, that's not very positive, but okay.
it's realistic though.
But it is realistic.
Semi-realistic.
It is true. Okay, Roger and Shannon, is there anything that you want to ask Peter before we close?
I think
um,
we covered everything
mostly covered
basically.
everything. I just want to thank
Okay.
him for doing the interview with
Yes,
us.
and there's one
Hmm.
more.
Committee question.
Yeah.
I think that's more of a
Uh,
statement,
yeah, it's just more
so
of a
I
statement. Yeah.
All
yeah,
right. Right.
so
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
At
I,
1v1 isn't admit is no 1v1 anymore. I guess that's because of the support and so on. Alright. Well, Peter, thanks for the interview.
stay tuned.
Yeah,
We
stay
have some
tuned.
announcement later today.
We have
Huh?
the
We have a Q&A later, so you
we
should stay
do
tuned.
cut to all the viewers a little bit later in a couple of minutes. We have Faraz and Kareem from NLD
Kareem.
sitting down with us. So please stay tuned for that. We will post the relevant times and the links on the pages. Okay?
also we have a TTDC question and answer coming up after that. So the community tune in,
And
and we'll go over stuff that we have planned, stuff that we want to do, plans for the future events. We will even go over some of the documents and things that the index we have to show you all how to use it.
and after that, we have an interview with Shenlong, a Q&A interview
with
slash yeah,
Shenlong.
Shenlong. Yeah,
So stay tuned,
that's
guys, because
after the
we have a lot of stuff coming up tonight. And thank you for watching and listening.
All right.
Okay, goodbye.
nice. Yeah, bye.